Alrighty, everyone. Anyone in the stream already? Hey, Bruce, how are you, buddy? We're doing pretty well myself. Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself? Hey, Robert, how are you, buddy? Hey, good evening, everybody. I see people are in the stream. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hope everyone had a great day today, and looking forward to some discussion. My sister-in-law just joined in. Hey, well, guess what? I'm having a live stream today. So for folks that are already out there, uh, what do you guys want to what do you want to chat about? I guess is my question. I'm going to start it off with that, and then hopefully I get better at this live streaming stuff as I continue to do it every week, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Unless we change it, we may change it to 9 because of the West Coast, but we'll leave it at 8 for now, and we'll just I'll just keep looking at the chat. There is a little bit of a delay between me catching the chat and actually being able to speak. Hopefully one day, I can be like a B Mason and make this seem pretty seamless without the breaks in between me talking and looking at the chat and things like that. But I'm gonna do my best to keep y'all entertained for at least a little while. I'm guessing we'll go for maybe an hour or so, and we'll just see how it goes. If we can get it to go, if we can get it to go that long. So how'd the shot feel? I tell you, um, for me, I felt it, but not really felt it. It's such a small shot, and the horsepower is right around that 40 to 50 range. So it's really, for me anyway, I'm not as in tune with the car yet. I mean, I'm in tune with the car, but not like a whole lot of people that could come back and say they feel a 35 shot a nitrous in their car. But it did feel good. The run felt good. Obviously, it was fast. Running that 10.43 on the draggy. Again, I put it in the video. On average, my draggy is about half a tenth off, half a tenth slower than what's usually on the time slip. So I'm calling that a high 10.3, uh, maybe a 4.0. So we're looking, we cut roughly 3 tenths and some change off a run in terrible weather. Bad weather. It wasn't terrible. So there's a lot more, a lot more terrible weather coming as summer shows up. But that was pretty bad weather, and I cut 3 tenths. So if you go back and look at when I was running at Capital and ran the 10.3 ones and the 10.33, I think the other one was. Um, you cut 3 tenths off of that. We're looking at it a 10.0, possibly depending on the weather, maybe a 9.9. That's really what we're shooting for. So that's why the stock bottom end is still in there. I haven't swapped out engines yet. That's why the HP70 is still in there. We're trying, we're trying. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. We're trying to get that 9 on the stock bottom end along with the stock HP70. That's what we're trying to do. I just not sure how much more the HP70 has more in it, much more in it. How much boost was I making at the last track session? Unfortunately, I'm slow. So I should have been looking at least the log of the boost only pass. But with that heat and that humidity, it was probably guessing 13ish, maybe 13 and a half. That's roughly where we were when we did the dyno as well. It was running 13 and a half pounds of boost. Um, so that's roughly where we were in a boost level. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to take another point 0.3 off my run as well. Let me see if I can shrink this video and get it into this little square so you can see all of the video and not just a portion of it. There we go. All right, so this is like the test. This is like the test session. I don't know if any of y'all jumped in the test session last time. I'm still figuring this out. Trying to keep something in that big square to keep y'all watching and then listening to me ramble on. All right, Tokyo, I appreciate you always always watching the content. That's awesome. I definitely appreciate all of the support of all of the subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, I appreciate y'all too for watching the content because I'm roughly about 60 to 63% non-subscribers to 30, was that 36, 37% people subscribe to the channel actually watching the content. But I appreciate everyone, watching the videos, whether you're subscribed or not. I definitely appreciate it. And Shake and Bake appreciate it because y'all hear me in almost every video. Everything I earn from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. And we still got a long way to go. So there's a number of things we're looking at doing. Anywhere from swapping cams to eventually getting the HP90 in. I want to do some stock runs with the stock converter and the HP90, and then I want to go ahead and get a big stall converter and put in the HP90, and give you all some indication of what the difference is. Literally from the HP70 with a high stall converter to a stock HP90 with a stock converter, stock red eye converter, and then to a high stall torque converter in the HP90. I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at trying to do. It just all depends how the cookies crumble and how they fall into place. Um, the the forged engine right now, the plan is to go ahead and reuse the CompCam 270 that I have now. And then eventually, as things continue to go down the road, the plan is to possibly put in a custom grind cam from either possibly MMX or possibly Mac built. It just all depends again how those cookies wind up falling out. But yeah, so lots of grand plans for Shake and Bake here in the future. Um, so I get a lot of questions on Instagram. I'm not sure how many people are actually in the live. I don't. OBS doesn't give me indication of how many people. There we go with the arm flex. I'm gonna do a B Mason. Love that arm flex. All right. Um, uh, but I do get a lot of questions through YouTube, through the comments, and I get many, many more questions when it comes to Instagram. For you guys that are shooting me questions, asking me, getting into some really technical and nitty gritty stuff, I just want to let y'all know I'm not a mechanic, I'm not an engine builder, and I'm not a tuner. So all I can give you is my experience. I'm not a B Mason, right? B Mason, he's the technical guy. So if you want to get into those really nitty gritty technical questions, uh, B Mason is the guy you want to listen to. If you want to hear, my real world experience with different modifications, we're doing to shake and bake, I think that's going to be my segment to these live streams. Is giving you that hey, here's what we did. Here's what it did at the dyno, if we can get it on the dyno, and here's what it did at the track. We'll always get something on how it did at the track, and try and compare to give you some ideas um, on on a modification, what you could possibly expect out of that modification. So keep in mind, you know, you know, different setups will take different modifications differently. So anywhere from cold air intakes to cams to it just all depends on your specific setup on how that's going to do. That's that's it, big deal. That's why we go to a wide body Mopar Mike. Hey, Bull, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, so along the lines, yeah. So it is tough to find a Mopar focused tuner in a lot of places. And I do get a number of people actually from Central Pennsylvania, which is actually where I'm from. I'm actually from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. But I get a lot of people in different areas of the country where it's hard to find a Mopar tuner. It really is. Um, there's a lot of good good email tuners. Uh, uh, Jay Green, I used Jay for a couple years. He was phenomenal, great tuner. We got the car, up to that low 11s. I think the fastest with him, we were in the 11.2s. I think we might have hit 11.1. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But Jay Green, awesome tuner. Nothing wrong with email tuning. I believe HHP, High Horse Performance, they do some email tuning. Barth, Barth Tuning, they do a lot of email tuning. Um, I believe MMX does some of their own tunes as well. But I think MMX pretty much sends tunes for their modifications, like their cams and stuff like that. Yeah, Mike is learning. Mike's still learning the tuning process. We got a couple other guys, big deal, in the group that are starting to tune their own cars as well. But I have no plans in getting into that business. That's just too much for me. I'd rather just let that to somebody that's been doing it for years. And Dave and Mac have been working these Hemis for since go way back. When did they start this stuff? 08, 09, somewhere around in there. So they've been doing this for a long, long time. Yeah, yeah. EFI is definitely a long drive from Central PA. I have talked to Dave. He's looking to start getting into some email tuning, but the thing with Dave is not only does he tune Mopars, but he also tunes. So where they're located in Stafford, Virginia, which is right outside of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Bruce, that's where they're located. Um, but he has. I have spoken to him about people have asked me, hey, will Dave do email tuning? So I think he's wanting to get into some of that email tuning as well. But where I was going a second ago, he also does a lot of tuner cars. So the Honda Civics and the Ford Focuses, and he's uh, pretty much more in the Japanese market than uh, any of those other markets. But I'll talk to him again. Bruce, and I'll see if I can talk him into possibly doing some email tuning with you if that's the route you want to go. And I can talk to him and see get his thoughts and see what he thinks. So yeah, the Tremco 6060. I don't have any experience with that. I really don't. I would look up B Mason. I can't remember exactly what days and what times he does his live chats. He does the same thing we're doing right now. Just does a live chat and he talks everything Mopar. You name it. He's more than likely done it or has the answer. Um, Arrington Petty, they're pretty good as well. I've heard good things out of them. Been Cam, I don't think of. Wow. So if it's been cammed and they took the tune out and put it back to stock, I bet it's probably not running very well. Jeremy, it's probably not running very well. Because when you swap out the cam, you definitely need a custom tune to support that cam. So I would look at, again, if you're naturally aspirated, absolutely email tuning is absolutely an option. So if you're not close to some of the the Mopar specific tuners, look into some of those email tuners. They can definitely help you out and go from there. Yeah, can tunes can work. I heard some good things out of the base 93 can tune that you get with Diablo. Yeah, APG, you know it. They're few and far between, brother. Yeah, detonation, early ignition. I'll claim that as detonation. That's definitely not a good thing. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I went with E85. E85 does help with that, with controlling, detonation and things like that. Jerky, slow speed, first and second. Yeah, that's hard to find idle when it's cold. Yeah, Jeremy, you definitely, you definitely need to find someone to email you the tune. Do you have any? Do you have any idea what kind of cam or what the cam specs are? That's in that they put in the car. If not, get a hold of one of those email tuners and wind up. You have to wind up sending them a log so they can see what's going on and fix what's happening. Yeah, Josh and HHP, they're one of the top tuners, and and I said this in my tuners video. It's the another problem with Mopar good Mopar tuners is they are kind of few and far between. So all of them are busy. So all of them are busy. So when you dive into the tuning scene and looking for a tune, just all I can say is be patient. They will all get back with you. All of the good ones. They and even Dave. You email Dave, he will get back to you. It may take him a few days, but he will get back to you and go from there. You need new tires. All right, Jeremy. So if you don't know, yeah, if you don't know those specs, um, what I would do is get a hold of one of the email tuners. Hemi Fever's a good one. Jay Green's a good one. I believe Josh at HHP they do some email tuning, Barth tuning. Do a little research on your own. Figure out which one kind of you feel comfortable with. Give them a shout, and I don't know. Most tuners do both Diablo and HP. Some tuners only work in HP because the way Diablo is set up, their tuning software, they only sell it to businesses. So if you're not a technical business, you can't buy the tuning software for Diablo. So that's why some tuners only work in HP because their stuff's free. Yeah, Jeremy. Like I said, you definitely need to look at getting into a tune for sure. But yeah, Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake's been a champ. We're up over 111,000 miles now. 100, yes, 111,000 miles. And she's been nothing but a champ. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Um, I'm gonna do my best to keep things rolling. We're at the track pretty much every weekend. Probably gonna continue somewhat through the summer. I may slow down a little bit during the summer this year, just because we're on the cusp of a lot of things. Uh, let me let me ask you to expand on that question, Big Deal. So, what injectors did you recommend? So, uh, that really depends on the setup. So, if you can come in and give me a little bit more information on the setup. Now, again, I'm not a tuner and I'm not a mechanic, but I can give you my experience on on injectors. Hey, White Knuckle, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I know. It's been a while coming. We've been thinking about doing a live for a long time. So big deal. I'm trying to read into your question a little bit more. So really, FIC or ID injectors, they are the main two main injectors that I know of, that I know that people use. Um, I personally have ID 1050X injectors in my car. When I first did the Pro Charger, I had the FIC Fuel Injector Clinic 650s and never had a problem. I'm gonna repeat this video. I'm just gonna let it go again. Um, either one of those, if you go with, like I said, FIC or ID, you can't go wrong with either two of those, in my opinion. Yeah, so I got that Mopar logo. I got that off of eBay. I think if you just search Mopar windshield logo or Mopar windshield sticker, it should come up. Hey, thanks, Solid. I appreciate it, man. I'm doing my best to keep this stuff rolling. Hey, Destroyer 1320, how are you, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep things going, trying to keep the channel going. Sometimes content gets a little slow because we're not really doing anything, or if it's raining over the entire weekend, I don't get any races in. I just don't want to put up. I'll say I've done a lot of the YouTube filler content. I just it just doesn't seem to do as well. Um, even though it's just me just talking, putting stuff up there, keeping people interested in the channel. I just, the filler stuff just it's filler stuff, really. But I try and think of content that's pertinent to everybody and not just a repeat that's been done a thousand times on YouTube. Like five things like I like about my Charger, five things I hate about my Challenger. Uh, Done all those. Just yeah, I just feel it's doing somewhat of an injustice to you guys as subscribers and watchers of the channel. That yeah, it is what it is. Hey, Destroyer, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We're definitely getting there. So Hey, Incredible Hemi, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Hopefully you got that Incredible Hemi back up and running. Uh, from the phone call the other day. Hope you got her running. So catch can. Uh, so you ask about catch cans. You ask 10 different people. You'll get probably a 50-50 split. They work. They don't work. They absolutely work. So if you get a catch can, it's gonna catch that oil and all that sludge that's going back from your PCV valve back into your intake and back into your engine. It'll definitely take it out. Uh, I've had an oil catch can on mine for years now. Empty it probably. Uh, I check it like once a month or so and just make sure it's empty. So they do fill up. But yes, I definitely, me personally, this is my opinion. Again, not a mechanic, not a tuner, but me personally, I would get the catch can just to keep that extra oil and sludge from being run back through your engine, and creating that much more, carbon buildup and all of that stuff inside the engine. I think the cleaner you can keep your internals, the better off you'll be. Thanks, Solid. Yeah, so yeah, the nitrous those were some interesting evenings and some fairly long evenings uh, installing that stuff. We just kind of took our time. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, Incredible Hemi. We got it. We got it. You got to get that truck running, man, so I can come out there and we can hit Atco and have some fun. Hey, Frank, you're absolutely 100% welcome, man. It took me a long time to get into the YouTube stuff. It really so Incredible Hemi is one of the people that pushed me in this direction. Hey, you're out here anyway. You might as well be making some YouTubes. RT Life, he was a huge instigator in pushing me to start doing YouTube as well. Um, and it's like you're right. They were both right. They were like, you're going to the track, you're doing these modifications, you might as well document it and put it out there. And you know, uh, it's still kind of a side gig for me. I still got my day job, and I don't. So there's people that put hours and hours. Hey, what's up, Mopar Motorsports? What's going on, brother? Um, but as you can tell, I don't really put a whole lot into my videos. All I do is I just get the different views, patch them all together, throw them in a video, and you get an unfiltered modern red Hemi. You get unfiltered Dawn 100% each and every time. Um, you still got that vacuum leak. Yeah, vacuum leaks are like electrical issues, man. Sometimes they are really tough to figure out where they're at and what's going on. Yeah, yeah. I tell Mac, man, he's more of a natural, at this than I am, and he's hilarious. He's really a great guy, awesome guy. Has done a lot for me the past I'd say year and a half, 2 years, give or take, somewhere around in there. I'm trying to remember when we first met up and started doing things. He has been an incredible asset to not only me and my personal growth and learning about Mopars and engines and how things work, and talking to Dave and tuning. He's just been a great friend as well. I've been While we're on that subject, I've been extremely lucky with the friends I do have. I have an incredible group of friends that have bent over backwards to to help me out when I need help, answer my questions when I got questions. You know, it goes back to the same guys. Incredible Hemi, I've hit him up 1,000,001 times. RT Life, I've hit him up 1,000,001 times. Wide Body Mopar Mike, matter of fact, he installed my Pro Charger for me. Um, uh, Mike Stark, he doesn't do any YouTube. He's on Instagram. Mopar Stark. He's one that's doing a lot of work. Been doing a lot of work on Shake and Bake the last year and a half or so. Um, Ant, another buddy of mine, is in our chat. His YouTube is Fu Manchu 82 underscore 82, something like that. He's got a Hellcat putting up content. You know, his channel is in my description. All these guys' channels are in my description. If they have a YouTube channel or an IG, if they have a YouTube channel, it's in the description. I know I'm missing somebody. So the same guy that works on Incredible Hemi, Steve. Steve's done he's done a number of things for me for Shake and Bake as well. And that kind of goes to my shop video. I'm going back a few months here when I did the finding a good Hemi shop video. Um, even we're all human. I'll start off with that. Everyone is human. Everyone makes mistakes, and things happen. Uh, just comparing how I've gone about my build, and how other people have gone along their builds. You know, people go out there and plop down 25, 30, 35, $40,000 on a build, give it to a shop. Here, build my car. And they expect they can just take it out of the shop. Do a break in if they have to do a break in, and hit the track running. Probably, I would say if it's a good shop, majority of the time, that's going to happen. Sometimes, like I said, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and shops will make mistakes, even the good ones. Even the best shops make mistakes. Um, but I've been lucky, 100%, knocking on wood here, 100% lucky with the people I've had working on Shake and Bake. One, were all experienced in Mopar. Most of them, a few of them are, are or were Mopar techs, or worked on Mopars for a long time. So I've been extremely lucky with Shake and Bake. That, again, knocking on wood. Um, the only major mechanical thing I've had happen is the starter go out, and that's really been it. That's true. Good mechanics can just about build anything. The tune is absolutely key as well. But um, like I said earlier, y'all heard the future plans for Shake and Bake. We got a long way to go to get to where we want to get. Where that is in the future, I'm not really sure. It just I'm gonna take it as it comes, and as it comes, we'll look at seeing what those future goals are. I would eventually like to see, once we get the HP90 in, get the stall in, possibly update the cam. I may even stay with the 270. The 270's been extremely healthy, extremely powerful. It's been a great cam, so we may stick with the 270. We'll just have to see what happens. But what I'd like to do is definitely get in eventually, probably sometime next year, once we get the forged motor in, we get the HP90 in, we get everything set up, trying to get into those mid to low nines. I don't, not sure how far we can actually push even the forged 5.7, but I would definitely like to try and get into the mid nines, mid to low nines. And if we can get there fairly easy, we'll update that to something a little faster if we if we can. All right, I've rambled quite a bit. I'm gonna give a pause here to see if anyone's got any questions or anything specific they want me to chat about real quick, and I'm just gonna give a pause here. Mopar NASCAR motor on boost. That would be awesome. Hey Jeremy, you're most welcome, brother. Anytime. Like I said, if you got these questions, you can always hit me up on IG. I do try and answer everyone on IG. I've been I'm still lucky that I'm still small enough that I can answer. I answer uh, almost every comment on YouTube. I try and answer. I pretty much answer every question on Instagram. Uh, it may take me, a couple hours or a day or two to get to it, but I do try and answer just everything I can. Spence, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to be 100% honest. I really don't know that question. Like I said, that would be a good question for B Mason. If you ever hit one of his lives, that would be definitely be a good question from him. But I do know we do have two stick cars in our group. Mike Stark being one of them, and Three Pedal J is the other one. I know they have both significantly upgraded their 6 speed transmissions, but they're 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 in the big power boys. So I just I don't know how far you can push a 6 speed. It's a fair question. I just don't know the answer. But again, I would try and check out B Mason and see what he's got to say on that question, because that's a really good one. All right, folks. So yeah, I'd hate to say the 6 speed can take it, and then you go out in your 6 speed. You put some power in your car, and next thing you know, your 6 speed, something happens with the 6 speed. But yeah, there we go, Bruce. Thanks for chiming in, brother. There you go. That's what it's rated to, and I would try and stick to that rating. I know I've gone way out of the rating for my car and my transmission. We're well over. I think the HP 70 for torque is rated at right around five, just a little over 500. Um, and now with the, as you've seen with the nitrous video, we're up to 605, 615. We're pushing through there. Do I ever plan to do a scat pack? That's a good question. Um, if I wound up with a few 100,000 subscribers and start making some of that big money off of YouTube, I wouldn't mind going doing a scat pack. But if you're really interested in a huge scat pack build, look at Wide Body Mopar Mike. Again, I believe his channel is in the description. If not, I'll make sure it's in there from now on. But look at Wide Body Mopar Mike. I've done 2 or 3 videos on his car. Um, he's put he's put a lot of money. He's in the 30-ish, 25, 30-ish K into his scat pack, and he's running 9 O's, about to break that 8 barrier. Uh, Possibly this weekend if he gets the car back together. Um, but yeah, I would love to do a scat pack, but right now the the funds just aren't the funds just aren't there right now. Hey, thanks APG. I'm just kind of rambling and picking up questions out of the chat as I can. Um, so I'm looking for specific topics for next week. So if you guys have specific topics, hit me up on IG, and I'll take the major consensus on which ones folks want to talk about, and uh, we'll try it that way for a little while and see what happens. Yeah, the elephant, right? If you can get your hands on a elephant. Um, I know for a while there were a lot of people trying to get their hands on a elephant, and they were few and far between. All right, I'm gonna take another pause here, see if anyone else has got some any other questions or specifics they want to talk about in this one, and we may look at wrapping up just a tad early. So just a couple things real quick before I do wrap up. It sounds like things are slowing down a little bit. So I haven't pushed this much. I haven't said too much about it. I think I've only talked about it maybe once or twice, if if that. It may have only been once. I have put up the membership to join the channel. If you want to be part of, if you want to be part of the build and help build, Shake and Bake to all of her glory. Please go ahead and join. I'm not doing anything. I know APG, you are a member. I appreciate it, brother. Um, and I can't remember who else. I got two members right now. I can't remember. Can't remember who the other one is off the top of my head right now. Yeah, there you go. Hit that thumbs up. But if you want to support the channel, you want to support the build and support Shake and Bake, you can go ahead and become a member. Join. I think it's the only one I got up there. I think is $4.99 a month. Um, you know, you don't have to, but if you want to support the channel, support the build, that's one way to do it. The next one is the super thanks. You can do the super thanks through the videos as well. And then the last thing is, you can do the super chats here during the live chats. Ah, I hear you, Bruce. Good night, brother. Sleep well and get up at that old dark 30. I hear you. All right. And typical Dawn Modern Red Hammy. Uh, Mo parties. That's in September, correct? I think it's in September. I definitely need to get to a Mo party. I've been saying it for the last couple years that I got to get to a Mo party. Um, you know what? I'm gonna look it up and see exactly when it is this year, and I'm gonna put that on my calendar because it's not really that far from me. I'm here in Maryland, so it's not awful far. So, all right, buddy, I'm gonna put it on the calendar, and I'll keep in touch, and I'm gonna try and make it down there. You know what? I got to get down to Atlanta and see you too. Where is it, Johnny? It's in Kentucky. I can't remember the exact spot. I'd have to look it up. And what we can do? Let's see here. Hollywood Party. September 18th, 16th through the 18th, 2022. Bowling Green, Kentucky. There we go. There's my man coming through clutch. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Hey, how's that truck running? And I tell you, a while back you had me thinking about nitrous. and then Mac just kind of nudged me over the edge to go the nitrous route. It definitely made a difference. I mean, a huge difference in the 60 foot. You know what? A tenth and some change off the 60 foot, and nitrous is one of those. It if you're on the wide open throttle, it's there the entire time from beginning to end. You know, it made a whole lot more difference than I thought. You're in Atlanta, right? I need to get down to Atlanta. Matter of fact, oh gosh, we were just there for my military reunion. We went out to Helen, Georgia, for my military reunion. Next time I get down to Atlanta, we're gonna have to hook up for sure, brother. Yeah, we'll have to call it this. I'm gonna screw this up. I hate trying to say this word. The centrifugal blower uh, blower races. I know, right? I was I was super surprised on that 35 shot. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Come on, buddy. Come on. Here, come here. Come here. One second. Everybody wants to see you. All right, here's the real star of the show. What you doing, Beaners? Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. There you go. Tell him what you doing, buddy. All right, you want me to put you down? He's a great puppy, but he really doesn't like to be held too much. Oh, you're an hour from. Oh man, I should have definitely looked you up, but it was all about our military reunion that weekend. Yeah, the 35 shot was definitely surprising. Getting 3/10 out of it, I would have never. Mac was like, yeah, you're probably gonna get a couple tenths. I was like, all right, so a couple. So I'm thinking one or two. But when we came up a little over 3/10 faster, I was shocked. I know I didn't seem too shocked on the video, but I was really upset because I didn't get a quarter mile on the time set. Here, go on back out. Go on. Ah, he was whining to get out. Um, but yeah, I think we get into cooler weathers. Even if that 35 shot only gets us into the into the 10 O's, excuse me, we'll just throw that 50 shot in there and that'll put us over the edge for sure. Oh man, I know, right? That's one thing around here. There's not a whole lot of shops that I can take the bottle to get it filled up. Probably gonna do most of it probably at the racetrack, which is probably not the best place to do it, but or the cheapest place to do it. But yeah, Yeah, definitely got to get down to back down to Atlanta and check you out there, Mopar Motorsports. We need to do it. We need to do a good collab. Alrighty, folks. I'm gonna go ahead. We're coming up on that hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and wind this down for this week. Again, if you got any suggestions on what you want to talk, specific topics that you want to talk about next week, hit me up on Instagram, and we'll take a look at them, see what the majority says, and we'll just go from there. But again, I appreciate everyone, tuning into the channel, watching the content, taking the time. I know everyone's busy, and time is money, and time is precious, and I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch the videos. It really, it really keeps me going. Incredible Hemi and Mopar Motorsports, they see it as well, right? You see those views numbers, the view numbers go up and up and up, and it really keeps you motivated to keep putting out videos, keep figuring out content, keep going to the track, taking the time to build the videos, post, put the videos together, edit them. I do a little bit of editing, putting together, uploading on YouTube, and the whole 9 yards. It definitely keeps me going. But that's gonna do it for this one, folks. I know most of the let's see, 9 or 10 that are left, you guys are more than likely subscribers. But if you're not, check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on, you know the deal. Do me those few things: like, subscribe, smash the comment. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on your social media. I definitely appreciate it. Shake and Bake definitely appreciate it, because every red cent goes right back into Shake and Bake. But appreciate you guys. Until next week, we'll call it adios. Yeah, I know. I know. I was just about ready to sign off. I know more. Why didn't you change the HRT cam? So here's long story short. Uh, I was ready to do that. Mike had the car apart and was just about to put the HRT, the actually it was Modern Muscle Extremes max effort blower cam, is the one that I was going with. And it just so happened he was trying to put it in, and he looked at it, and I had the non VVT version of that cam. So I ordered the wrong cam. So he had to put everything back, put the 270 back in, put everything back together, and then I just sent the cam back, and didn't get another one at that time, because uh, you know I do pay Mike to do some of my to do the work on Shake and Bake. I do pay him, so at that time I didn't have the money to pay him to do all that work again. So I wasn't he was cutting me a break, but I didn't feel comfortable with him cutting me a break, because it was my fault that I ordered the wrong cam. But I am looking at changing up the cam, and if I do, it's probably going to be the MMX Max Effort cam. If not that one, then a custom grind from Mac Built. So, Robert, hopefully that answers your question. But yep, we are now definitely catching up on that hour. And on that note, folks, that's it for this one. Hope to see you again next week. I'm going to stick with 8 p.m. again. We'll see what happens. And then maybe the week after, I'll push it to 9. and that'll hopefully help some of the West Coast folks tune into the stream. But that's it for this one, folks. Until next video, adios.